Another exciting day for UND football. I really look forward to having you guys meet Isaac Fruechte, the leader of our offense. And, throughout the search for an offensive coordinator, we really looked for three things and always look for this when we look for coaches. The first thing is work ethic. And he grew up in a coach's family, so I think he really understands what it takes to coach and the sacrifices you make. So we check that box, and we always look for great teammates. And talking to references and other people that knew him as a player, as a coach, we just feel we have a really good teammate in Coach Fruechte, and that's really important to me because when we get in that room on Sunday nights, we aren't going to worry about how many yards we get or how many sacks we get or offense, defense, special teams. We get in there and we want to develop a plan how we're going to win a football game the next Saturday. So we need great teammates in there. And then the last thing, as you talk to candidates, you got to get a feel for, is it a big deal to be at the University of North Dakota and coach at North Dakota's flagship university? And I think we really checked that box. And I'm excited that he's here. He's been here for a few days now working with our staff, and we're really, really excited to get him in front of you so you get a feel for who he is. And I will say the last thing, the one thing that really sticks out, a number of people that I talked to when I was getting to know him and working through the process, we're not only getting a great football coach, but a really great human being that wants to mentor young men. And that's really important to me, because if the only thing we do is develop guys to win football games, I think we cheat young people. We want to mentor young men and send them out in the world just like we do in recruiting. We don't think this is a 4 or 5 year decision. We think it's a 45-year decision that young man makes. So you'll meet him in a bit. And speaking of recruiting, we're going to introduce, we have introduced these guys already to you. I guess earlier this morning we released 3 transfers that are already in school. And I'll start with Dan Martins, transferred here from Louisville, a safety. We're excited to have him. He's working out with our team, solid student athlete, and we think he'll bring a physical presence to our secondary, and obviously played at the FBS level, and that's always bring value to your program, somebody that's been through the routine of college football. And Wisconsin guy, comes from our recruiting footprint in the Midwest, and we're pleased to have him here. John Butch is a all-conference player from Division II Upper Iowa. Really good signs from him athletically, really good mover, and he's excited to be here. Just like coaches, we got to have players that are really excited to be at the University of North Dakota, so we're excited to have John here, and he'll be an outside backer, and think that he will bring a lot of competition to that room and that position group. And then the last transfer that joined us this semester is Riley Gerhardt, in-state guy out of Valley City, North Dakota. We had known about him since high school, and he was an NAI All-American for 2 years, and he already had credits from the University of North Dakota. It's crazy the way education is nowadays. He was in our engineering program, so it's a real smooth transition, but a top student. And this guy has a real high motor and is a high effort guy. So we're going to give him an opportunity here. As I always say, these North Dakota guys, we're the University of North Dakota. Anytime we can give a North Dakota kid an opportunity to play at our school, we're gonna do that. So happy to have those 3 transfers. And then we signed 1 high school player today. It's Randall Parker out of Arizona. Had him on our list a long time, and when he was available for the second signing date, we just decided somehow we got to get him on our team. He's highly skilled. We saw him last summer at a camp and liked him all along, but we had signed 1 running back, but just felt like really too good to pass up. So he's going to be joining us here this summer, and we are excited to have Randall as part of the team. So exciting day again. Anytime you can announce guys that are going to be in your program and announce coaches that we think are going to bring a lot to our program, it's exciting for us and exciting for me. I will open it up for questions.
You've got a Division II kid and an IA kid. Is there anything that you look at when you take a look at kids coming from maybe a lower division and trying to bring them up to the FCS? is there anything you look for that gives you reason to believe that maybe this kid can handle that jump, or what do you think?
Yeah, first of all, I'll go back to last season. Some of the best transfers in our league came from Division II. And football is football. And if a guy can play and be dynamic at whatever level, I think he can contribute at a lot of levels. I really believe that. And, Riley, just such a high motor and a high effort guy, and he's smart, loves football. That's really key. You got to love football to play at this level or any level the way he plays, and I think he can do that. John Butch, same way. He really was a dominant player in their league and loves football and wanted to be here. So that's really important. So you're always making an educated guess, but I really believe that if they're really good at one level, they can play at a lot of different levels.
Your staff has been in place for a long time. This offseason, you've had some movement. What do you think of having to lose guys within the FCS this year? Has that been tough? And how do you handle that?
No, it hasn't been tough. I will go and say that it hasn't been tough. It's exciting when you see that, hey, you helped develop coaches that maybe other programs would like to hire, and we have a guy that's been here 13 years, 5 years, and decided to move on. And then we get an opportunity to bring new ideas and new people into our program that can give us a real spark. So that's exciting to me. There's so many exciting things going on in our program. I talked about it a few weeks ago with our facilities that are going to be improved, and we get to bring new coaches in with new ideas that can help improve our program, and change can be a really positive thing. I know I'm excited about it. I really am. I got to sit in on offensive meetings here the last few days and see the new ideas and concepts that can help our football program and how we look at what we've done in the past and can add to it. I think that's really exciting.
Do you notice in recruiting some of the impacts of having some buildings above ground right now? I'm sure that you've sold some of those visions to people, but does it change as you start seeing physical structures?
Yeah, I think once it's out of the ground, it helps. Once the hole's dug, it helps. But the real impact will come this May when we move in to our office complex, and later in December when we move into the new locker room, weight room. That's when the real impact is going to be felt. But this group, these juniors, the 2025s that we start bringing in for visits, I think you'll see a bigger impact, and we'll have the best of the best. We really will in the FCS, and we're really looking forward to that as far as facilities, because it's part of the recruiting. And these young men, along with their families, are going to see the vision that our administration, Dr. Armacost and Bill Chaves and all the others involved that have for our program, taking it to another level.